All right, welcome back to more Baseball 9. And so this is going to be the final team I ever create in Baseball 9. We're starting up a new team in this one after just beating the game with the current team about a month ago. Okay, and just like in the past, we have received 7 recruit tickets to start so we can recruit our first player ever on this team. And you're probably wondering, Jay, before you recruit your first player, what is the theme of this team going to be? And so the theme of this team is going to be is that there is actually no theme. It is a free-for-all. Whoever is the most popular person among the community for each player that we recruit and customize will be who we go with. Since this is the final team, I don't want to limit it to a certain theme. We're just going to have fun with it, y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead and receive our recruit tickets. There are 7 of them. And now it's time to recruit our first player. And it always makes us recruit a center fielder off the bat, which takes 7 recruit tickets exactly. And I wish you could choose what position it didn't force you to do center fielder. But we're going to go ahead and recruit our first batter right here. And so it gives us K. Hernandez. And we're obviously going to be customizing that to a player of your guys' choosing here in just a second. Okay, so I went ahead and put together a poll based off of the most popular names I was seeing in my chat to try and choose who our first recruited player is going to be on the final team. And so the most popular names I saw in the chat included Steph Curry, Jesus, George Washington, and Superman. And so then I asked my chat in a poll, out of those top 4 people, who should it be? The results came in and Steph Curry won the poll at 37%. So my community has spoken, and for the first player on the final team, we are going to stay within the sports world, but for the first time ever, we're going to recruit a non-baseball player to the team and bring in our first NBA superstar and legend, Steph Curry. I also went ahead and asked community, what should the team name be for the final team? And so a user by the name of Raku, if I pronounced that name wrong, I apologize, came up with the name The Finalists. The chat seemed to love it. I liked it, and that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna name this final team The Finalists. And there you guys have it. Okay, I went ahead and customized my first recruited player to be Steph Curry. And then we're sticking with the default face for now because we only have 3,000 coins. But once we have enough coins, this is probably gonna be the closest face to him, and we'll do that in a future video. This is the beginning of the end right here. Our first game ever with the final team I'll ever create in Baseball 9. We're back at Play Ball Park, and we got our ace on the mound, the 44 overall Normal Brown. Okay, here goes our first ever pitch with the final team in Baseball 9. Strike. And that comes in at a hot 86.1 miles per hour. A big difference from the 105 that we see in Royal 1 with my other teams. That's gonna be an adjustment, y'all. 1-2 count once again. Let's try the high inside cheese for our first strikeout ever with this team. 2-seamer, best pitch in on the hands. Doesn't swing the bat, not really high inside. We honestly have no clue where these pitches are gonna go with the bat control, but the first batter we ever faced with this team is a strikeout on the high inside cheese. 2-2 count. We're gonna try the 2-seam low in on the hands. And we get him to chase. Back-to-back strikeouts here to start with this team. All right. They finally get their first hit here with 2 outs. That's right down the middle. Thankfully, we get him to pop out to Ortiz, and he makes the play. And we have a scoreless first inning. All right, the Knights got a 45 overall normal cruise on the mound. And we got Steph Curry leading this thing off for our first ever at bat. Okay, first pitch. Let's see what happens. We're sitting fastball. We get it, and that's gonna be in the gap. First pitch we ever see. It's gonna be a leadoff double for Steph Curry, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Already got a man in scoring position. RBI opportunity for M. Gray in the 2 spot. Is that gonna fall in? Back-to-back doubles in the same spot here to start. And we are there to score our first run ever with the team. Make it 1-0. Another man in scoring position. RBI opportunity here for B. Ortiz. And that's going to be down the line for our 3rd straight double here to start. 3 in a row. Make it 2-0. We couldn't have started this thing off much better, y'all. Man to score again. Another RBI opportunity for Bradley in the cleanup. And that's going to be our first out. Probably should have contact swung, but you know what? It does the job. It moves him over to 3rd, and now we have a sac fly opportunity here with 1 out. And that brings McGuire up. And that's gonna do the job. It's gonna fall in for another hit. Make it 3-0 already. Now that brings up Richards in the 6th spot. I don't even know what the speed is of our base runner on first, but we're gonna send him and see if he's out or not. This might not be a good idea, but oh well. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Strike. And he's in there. We steal our first base. We got a man in scoring position once again. We get the fork ball, and we pull it down the line. They can't make the play. That's going to be another RBI. Double, make it 4-0. Now that brings up Patrick in the 7th spot. He gets us to pop up with a slider. Out. Now that brings up Webster in the 8th spot. We chase the slider in, and that's going to end the inning. But not after we put up 4 runs. That's how we start this thing off, baby. Let's go back to our best pitch. Let's get him chasing low and away. He pulls it. A little line out to Ortiz. He's got the rock solid hands over there at the hot corner. 0-2 count. We're going to try the high inside cheese again. We're going to get it. And you know what? It's rookie 3, so they're going to miss pitches down the middle. Another 1-2 count. We're going to try the low outside slider again. Get it out of the zone. It's going to be a pop out to Bradley and a clean 1-2-3 inning for the first time. Bottom of the 2nd, we got our 9 batter, Thomas, leading this thing off. We tried to take it the other way, timed it up good, but we only have 40 power. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with Steph Curry. That's going to fall in. Curry makes it 2 for 2. Now that brings up Gray in the 2 spot once again. And with Curry having 48 speed, we're definitely stealing him. Is that going to fall in? That was a bad idea. That's going to be a double play because we stole. We should have just let it even though it was down the middle. Leadoff single, little blooper. That's fine. We can roll 2 right here. We just got doubled up. Let's double them up right here. We're behind 3-1. I'm a little nervous here. Strike. And they steal. And he takes 2nd. Come on, Thomas. He's got that noodle arm behind the plate. Now they're in scoring position. There goes the double play opportunity. Or right down the middle. But you know what? We'll take the line out. Let's get him chasing a little further on the slider. And we dot the corner for a strikeout. Make it 2 outs, baby. He's on top of it. Swing at the first pitch. And that ends the inning after giving up the leadoff single and steal. Bottom of the 3rd, we got B. Ortiz leading this inning off. We get the extra base point pitch, but it's going to be a fly out straight to Boyd. Now that brings up Bradley in the 4th spot. Back of the middle, we hit it hard, and it's going to be right to Boyd, back-to-back plays. Now that brings up McGuire with 2. McGuire, I'm disappointed. That was right down the middle, and you couldn't even get it out of the infield. 1-2 count. Let's try the high inside cheese again. And we get him chasing. He goes out of the zone, and there's another strikeout. Let's stay outside again. And we got him looking. Strikeout number 6 already. 1-2 count. We're going to try the slider in on his hands. And we got him chasing, and we strike out the side for the first time. Bottom of 4th, we got Richards leading this inning off. All right, now we can't get out of infield. I was a little bit late on that. Now that brings up Patrick. There we go. Back of the middle, we finally get another base runner here with 1 out again. Now that brings up Webster in the 8th spot again. Make it back-to-back hits. It gets just over Thompson's head. 1st and 2nd, man in scoring position once again, and that brings up D. Thomas. Oh, no, he gives a pitch. Sadly, it's going to be a line out, but thankfully, it was not a double play. And that is all good because that brings the top lineup back up with Steph Curry. He's 2 for 2. Can he make it 3 for 3 and drive in his first run? And that's not going to score a run, but that's going to be another hit. He is now 3 for 3. We got bases loaded here with 2 outs. And that brings up Gray. Got ourselves our first full count. Is he going to walk a run in? And he walks a run in. All here with 2 outs. And now that brings up our highest power guy in B. Ortiz. Our best shot at a grand slam. For a second, I thought with the way it came off the bat, it was at least going to go over the head and be out. If we got a little more underneath that, that would have been gone. And we got him to chase the high inside cheese once again. 4-seam, dot the high, low outside corner. Never mind, it's right down the middle and he doesn't swing. I'll take another strikeout. 1 strikeout away from double digits here already. Carlson's worked it to a full count. He's not chasing. For strikeout number 10 and a strikeout the side back-to-back times. We're going to try the inside slider. Does not swing. Strikeout number 10. We strike out the side for the 2nd straight inning. 6 straight Ks. Bottom of the 5th. We got Bradley leading this one off. And we'll take a leadoff single, baby. It falls in. Now that brings up McGuire. And with 44 speed, I think he can steal right here. I don't care if this is down the middle. After what happened with the double play last time, I'm not trying to do that again. Now he's in scoring position, still no outs. Do your job, McGuire. Beautiful. And he hit it too hard. Sadly, it's straight to him. 1 out now, and that brings up Richards. And the fork ball gets through. And they're going to send him. You know what? I'm letting the CPU do it. I don't care. And that's an RBI single, make it 6-0. Now that brings up Patrick. And they finally go to the bullpen and bring a 34 overall Normal Lee. First pitch swinging. Sadly, it hangs up too long. Couldn't get enough in the gap. 2 outs now. Now that brings up Webster with 2. And that slider is going to be down the line. That's going to be a 2-out double. Is that going to send him home? No, they're going to keep him at second and third. Another chance to clutch up with 2 outs here. Brings up Thomas in the 9 spot. Still looking for his first hit. We tried to take it the other way. It's just foul again. 0-2 count. We're fighting. And Thomas just can't get it out of the infield. This hit is coming, y'all. Top of the 6th. Brown is now in the orange. I'm going to let him go until he gets in a situation. We're also 1 strikeout away from pizza now. Get him chasing the 2-seamer away. And we dot the high outside corner for strikeout number 11. Everybody get hashtag pizza in the chat because everybody just got free pizza. That's not what I wanted. I was trying to get that high outside, and that was right down the middle. 1 out, though. Man on first. We can roll 2. On the ground. I'm glad we left him in because we got the double play, and that is going to do it for Brown's day. 6 scoreless inning, only gave up 3 hits and had 11 Ks. Bottom of the 6th, we got Steph Curry up again, leading this thing off. 3-0 count. I'll take a leadoff walk. And there's a leadoff walk. Man on first, and now that brings up Gray. And with 48 speed, we're stealing him, and we're not swinging this time.
Ball.
And he's going to be in there easy.
Safe.
Man in scoring position again now. No outs. RB opportunity for Gray. And sadly, it's straight to him again, but that's going to move him over to third. He does the job.
Safe.
Steph Curry is now 90 feet away. Sack fly opportunity here for B. Ortiz. And B. Ortiz hits the first home run ever with the final team in our first game. A 2-run shot to make it 8-0. Now that brings up Bradley. Thought that was going to be back-to-back, but that's going to be a double in the gap. I'll take another man in scoring position. I'd say let's get to 10 to mercy, but there's no mercy rule in Rookie League. And now that brings up McGuire. Sadly, it's going to be a line out. Now that brings up Richards. I'm wishing I had power swing right there, but I'll take that exclamation point pitch because it gives us another RBI double to make it 9-0. We're clutching up with 2 outs. And now that brings up Patrick. Back-to-back hits. First and third now, still 2 outs. That brings up Webster. And Webster just makes weak contact right there. But I'll take 3 more runs. Top of the 7th, it's time to finally go to the bullpen. And since we're up by a lot, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a challenge and go with our lowest overall bullpen guy, Franco. Let's see if Franco can hold him down. 0-2 count, let's just go 3 straight forkballs. We get him to pop up, baby. Franco comes in and gives us an immediate out. 3-1 count, we're behind. Franco, come on. And he walks him. 2-2 count. I mean, forkball, double play would be beautiful. Or a strikeout. We'll take his first strikeout right there. We're going to go back to the forkball low and away. We got him to chase. Franco strikes out. Back-to-back batters. Bottom of the 7th, we got D. Thomas leading this thing off again. That's his second foul ball down the right field line. My boy can hit. Come on, man. Just straight it out. Finally, Thomas keeps it fair. He's fouled it off down the right field line twice. Hard hit. And he'll take his first hit as a double with no outs. Now that brings up Curry again. They go to the bullpen once again and bring in Caro this time. And sadly, it's going to make us get our first out. He does the job anyways, moves him over to third. Sack fly opportunity now for Gray. I thought we were going to be underneath that. We blow the sack fly opportunity to make it 10. Now that brings up B. Ortiz, who's homered. And the last at-bat for our first ever homer with this team. Can he do it again? And no, we chase the slider in. Hard hit, but sadly straight to the third baseman. And we can't do anything with the leadoff double from Thomas. We wasted it. He's on top of it. There's one. Gonna be a fly out to Webster. He hit it hard, but Webster can move out there and left. All right, I thought we gave up our first home run and run, but it's off the wall, thankfully. Right to Ortiz, and he throws him out of 2. And Franco gives us another scoreless inning. Bottom of the 8th, we got Bradley leading this thing off. Just a little bit too much underneath, but Cervantes drops it. The first error we've seen. Honestly, couldn't have been an easier play, but I'll take it. And now that brings up McGuire. Let's go ahead and steal with him for fun. I don't care at this point.
Ball.
44 speed, and he's in there once again. Another runner in score position, RBI situation. That's gonna get down. Let's go. The CPU's gonna send him. Let's see if he's gonna be safe. And he's in there. Make it 10-0. Now that brings up Richards. And we're gonna steal again. Beautiful. That actually works that time. It gets down, and now we got runners on first and third with another sac fly opportunity here for Patrick now. Make it 3 straight hits. That's gonna get through. Bad route, and we're gonna send him home. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. And he's in there, baby. It scores 2. Make it 12-0. Now that brings up Webster, and they go to the bullpen once again and bring in a 38 overall normal Avila. Another hit. We keep pouring them on right now. Still no outs, and that brings up Thomas again. Sac fly opportunity. And sadly, that's not going to be no play. Another error. They just cannot get an out. They could have 2 already. They're melting down here in our last inning batting, and now that brings Curry back up at the top of the lineup. And sadly, that's going to be a line out. All right, there's our first out, and now that brings up Greg in. A contact swing home run for the first time with the final team. Gray with the 3-run shot. Let's go, baby. And now that brings B. Ortiz back up. I thought we just made it back-to-back. We're just underneath it.
Out.
There's our second out finally. Now it's down to Bradley, our last chance to get some more hits and runs. And they finally make a play. Top of the 9th. We got a 16-run lead. We're going to see if Franco can finish this thing off. Patrick with the diving play. Let's go. There's one. Let's try the high outside. Somehow he makes contact. That was even out of the zone. You know what? That's fine. A 1-out hit. We can roll 2 again to end this. 1-2 count. We're going to try the forkball low and in. Strikeout. There's 2, 1 out away from getting our first up with the final team. Franco is in the orange. You know what? That's going to do it for him. I want to try and preserve this shutout. We're going to bring in Valdez, our next lowest overall. I need you to give me 1 out, buddy. 0-2 count. Let's go change up a little bit further. Can we get him chasing? And we dot the corner, baby, to end the game. We complete the 16-0 shutout. And what a performance here to start with the final team in the first game. And it turns out Gray gets the MVP for the 3-run shot. That's going to do it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. If you guys did, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.